My eye is swollen. You see that right there? How the hell did that happen? I thought I was getting like a migraine or something, but it's my eyelid right there is swollen. I have no idea why. So I was looking at the shoulder joint, and one thing I realized is it probably doesn't have. Look at my eye. It's so weird. It probably doesn't have the range of motion that I need. I realized I'm looking at probably. If you look at this way and this way, this way is up and down. It's fine, but this way and this way, I'm probably looking at almost 45 degrees of rotation there. I feel like we could get away with 13, but right now I have or 30. Right now I have 15 degrees of rotation on it though, so I'm not sure that's gonna work. Here's the shoulder, right here. You can see where the top part clips off right here. I'm starting to make these more like I was making the under the deep exoskeleton with 3 layers here. I think that makes more sense. So this is changing as it goes. That's where it bolts together right there, and then the arm would bolt on here, and then the shoulder girdle would bolt on there. You know, one thing I'm thinking about with this is that this is going to be really revolutionary, and I'm going to do some crazy shit with it. Like, I'm going to make this thing, it's going to go around me, it's going to fit me perfectly. I hope to power it. I hope to make it fly. Even if I don't do that on this version, I'll do it on a later version. And you know, it's weird because like right now there's not a whole lot of people watching my videos. I mean, I'm getting like 3 or 4 views. The people that are watching them are watching most of the videos, you know, so the engagement I get from the people, once people start watching them, they really like them. But there's just not a whole lot of people watching them right now. But it's going to be very interesting because there's going to be this record online of me and how I did this. I just think that's interesting, you know, when this thing turns into something big, which I expect it to. There's always a chance it'll fail, but I expect it to succeed, and I expect it to change the world a little bit. It'll be very interesting for people to go back and be able to watch a full record from me about how I did it.
Calling Sterling Edge Industrial Cutting. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time.
It's 30,000.
Okay, so you tab them together, and then just tab to the point where they can be broken off at the end?
Yeah, we use really thin tab.
I don't think I'm going to be cutting out anything thinner than like 50 thou.
Okay.
That wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, we cut 1,000 thick ship stack foil here. So
you cut 1,000 thick what? But you could do a really thin part essentially is what I'm getting.
Yep. Yeah,
cool.
Not a problem.
All right, just thinking out loud here. I'm still working. I mean, this is taking me a lot longer than I thought it was going to take me. Especially with this double design where I have the deep and superficial exoskeletons to play with. That ends up being a lot more complicated because you essentially have to make 2 exoskeletons, figure out how to merge them together and have them work together. And then I'm also thinking about, like, you know, how is actuation going to fit in this too? I mean, that's right now that's so far down the road, I'm like not even really considering it, but I'm just thinking about it and stuff in general. Yeah, definitely not going to have the draft 1 done before I go out of town this weekend and hang out with my buddies. But we should get a change of pace on the blog a little bit, so that'll be fun. But then I'll be back to work at this. I really want to have. I'd love to get the steel ordered by the end of the month. I mean, I'm still planning on shooting for that. I think it's doable, but right now I've got the torso and pelvis done and the lumbar done. All of that without a superficial frame. So I really only got like half of those done and figured out. And then I had the head done, but I'm going to change a lot on that too because I think I want to make it just more exciting since why not? And then I sort of did a superficial frame on the neck, but it's not going to work, so it's going to have to be completely rewritten. And then the shoulder girdle is going to have to be changed with too because I have to increase the range of motion on that, so I have to get smart with that. The shoulder seems to be looking pretty good. I still have all the arm to do and all the legs to do. So I still have quite a bit to do just on draft 1, and I'm trying to do 3 drafts of this. I'm thinking the next draft 2, would actually probably be functional. it would actually probably work if I got it cut. And then the plan is to do it one more time on top of that, just to make sure I have everything completely ironed out. And my prediction is I'll get much faster at it. I should get much faster at it. The second draft should go faster in some of the parts that I did better on. Like the shoulder stuff I worked on better, and I suspect that the arms will go pretty well because I thought those out. I think the drafts of the pelvis, the torso, and the lumbar, and the neck, and the head will take about the same amount of time, be working at about the same rate as I have been for draft 1, and then I suspect that the arms and the legs will go faster. So I think I'm going to have those more thought out and more refined as I build them. And really, that might even be true for the legs of draft 1, because they're essentially just a copy of the arms. So the legs may end up going faster than draft 1. The legs may end up going faster on draft 1, and then the idea with the draft 3 is it should be a pretty quick thing to do. I should be able to bust it out in a few days because I'll have done it before, so I can just kind of go through and do it. And then that one will be very refined and should work very well, and then that will be the one that I get cut. So really trying to have that done by the end of April, but like I said before, I'm planning to keep the everyday vlog going until then, keep myself accountable. I think it'll just be an interesting record of what I did to get there. And I kind of like doing it, so it's good motivation for me. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm working on this joint, which is the same type of joint I've done many times. But this time it's in the arm for internal and external rotation, or in the shoulder. So I'm doing that and working on how I'm going to put the superficial frame on top of that. Working through it. Have to work tonight. Got some video to edit. You guys have a good one. Out walking. It's a little chilly, or I'm a little chilly. Been almost like feverish the last couple days. It's been working so much. But I was thinking, trying to be as aggressive as possible, but also want to figure out realistically how long it's going to take me to get these things built. There's roughly 14 files that I'll build in order to make an exoskeleton. My average has been about 1 file a day. I'm gonna do 3 drafts, and I'm exactly halfway through 1 draft right now. So 28 plus 7 is 35 days. It may go faster once I get better, but it may realistically take me 35 days to get it designed. I was hoping to have it done by the end of the month. I'm still going to try to aim for that. But this will be in my post-credit scene. So maybe more realistically, it may take me closer to 35 days to finish the design, plus another 2 for the days I'm out of town. So 37 days. It's probably excessive. It probably won't even take that long. One thing is this, the CADing. It's like my mind can only think and look at that computer screen, that monitor, for 6 to 7 hours before I'm just like, oh, I can't do it anymore. I do video editing and I think about it and stuff, but it gets hard to just look at a monitor like that for so long. I want to work more. It's just like my body can't even lift the finger to do it. Also, my right arm, from clicking my mouse, has literally gone. It's like twitching, and I'm having nerve issues in my right arm from using my mouse. Anyway, not to bitch about white collar work, but I really don't think it'll take quite that long. But if we want to take a longer term approximation of how long it'll take to do that, it might end up doing that though if I try to consider building the actuators. I may just say fuck it and take a guess and leave enough room in there, and then just try to do it, because then I'll still get the exoskeleton built and figure out how to put it together. And even if I can't power it, it's not the end of the world. I could always build it, figure out the motion and the movement of the suit. And then after that, once I've proven that that works, I'll have a cool shiny suit that'll move really well. I could go back and just build an entirely different suit based on what I've learned for actuation. So there's always that option as well. Anyway, if you stuck around to the end of the video, there's some insider knowledge. I'll probably talk about it tomorrow, but got the sun setting. And the moon over there.